Talk Radio. Please hold and you will be able to... You are now in the house.
Black power, black people. Take power, the rules and be left out. We should have the power to defend our party. When you leave here saying the last word, before you go to bed, I am a revolutionary. Make that the last word. Kids don't wake up, then somebody might believe it. You might end up in what they call a revolutionary happy hunting ground. Say that. I am a revolutionary. Say it when you're going out. Everybody listen to me. Okay, we're going to say it while I'm going out.
You know, they have to come around when they're already good to go. Said it's time to build. Hello. Right on. Free them all, y'all. Right on. Live and direct, y'all. This mic ain't working, but we're gonna make it work though. You know what I'm saying? It's a cold prop. Heads up, eyes open, and fists clenched. Y'all know what this is and how we do this here. Let's get locked and loaded for another episode of Free 'em All Radio. In the spirit of making history, taking history, and taping history, y'all. June 7, 2023. Let me first premise with self-critical for those who got the late notice. And in regards to, we going to be kicking off an hour late. We've been moving and grooving out there in our office, and that being the street, y'all. And there's a lot happening. Things are moving a million miles a minute. But there's a couple of PSAs, people service announcements I would just like to get off. Definitely get ready for the upcoming annual Father's Day, which will be convening initially at the assassination site with Chairman Fred and Defense Mark Clark were assassinated, then going to the wall, Madison, California. Stop at the Hampton House, we're going to hit the road, y'all, down to the grave site where Chairman Fred is buried at. We going down there, peace and love, right back at you, right back at you, Cortez, right? So I hope you feeling better, man. I know you went through a rough car accident. And, you know, you've been on our minds and hearts, man, you know what I'm saying? And I know it's an upcoming date in regards to your son. We with you, brother, you know what I'm saying? Give our sister I love and respect, you know, man, in the spirit tag team resistance, you know. So, you know, y'all know how we get out, man, the whole team, man. Love and respect, man. Right on, free them all. Donnie, right on my sister, revolutionary love, right back at you, right back at you, no doubt about it, y'all. We got Sadie in the building. Hello, yes indeed. Respect. I see y'all tapping in with us on Instagram. Let people know, those who don't know, we coming in a little late, but we are here. So again, that's June 18th. Excuse me, June 17th. We'll be leaving. We'll be, you know what I'm saying, the Cub and Community Caravan will be rolling on out, going out to the grave site. Same grave site in which law enforcement annually like clockwork, they shoot up down in Haynesville, Louisiana. Hope our forces from Mississippi and some other forces meet us down there. We're looking forward to it, y'all. Definitely going to start keep on putting out there, building up for the August 30th Chairman Fred Streets Party. The annual Chairman Fred Streets Party is August 30th. Support. Y'all can, you know what I'm saying, go to Cash App, dollars. Make sure, matter of fact, repost this Cash App, $ Save the Hampton House. Cash App, $, Save the Hampton House. On PayPal, Chairman Fred Jr. at gmail.com via PayPal. Chairman Fred Jr. At PayPal. You know what I'm saying? Whatever support you can. All my sisters, you can't call them. Damn. Okay, sister, let me call you right. Okay, I'm doing it. We on air. Call the radio. Tune in right now. Chairman Fred Jr. on Facebook or Chairman Fred on YouTube. Right on. Tune in. Right on. Yeah. Now I know I gotta start over because I ain't get my. I know y'all can't hear me. I'm gonna click back in because Instagram they can't hear me. Okay. I'm thinking the Instagram. They click back in. Okay. Cause we lose the Instagram when people call in on the phone. We lose our Instagram audience. So we back on Instagram. So y'all come on back in with us on Instagram. Hold on, Brother David Boxdale. Hold on with that announcement. Let me make sure Instagram when I re-announce that, they make sure all our entire listener audience is tapping in with us. Okay, 1 second. Y'all come on in for a minute. Legend is on right. My brother David Boxdale, the son of the legendary David Boxdale, just gave. Is this okay? Out of curiosity, is this the same? Is this the annual march that we did the time we on 65th and Halsted? Was that the year? Was that July 22nd? And let us know exactly where we're gonna be at. This is July 22nd. Put that on y'all calendars also, y'all, and let us know where we're gonna be at. Brother David Boxdale, let us know where we're gonna be at. I think this is the march we did last. I was honored and humbled to be there. We had some powerful DNA on deck. I'm saying some powerful DNA on deck. Brother David Boxdale himself was there, and okay, right on. That's what it is. Matter of fact, come on. We say Cub on in with us, y'all. Real talk. All right, my sister, see you in the building. Carla Monet Shaw, look for this. I don't know if I'm letting the cat out the bag. Well, no, I think it's public information it's a project that another project she's working on, and we will keep y'all in tune with that. We're gonna get home. We're gonna get her in the studio with us one day soon, and I want to say something particular about that. It's not even a project entirely about Chairman Fred and the Black Panther Party, but there's a reference to Chairman Fred, and she had to respect. She had to respect. She didn't reach out. She said, "Let me talk to you, touchdown." So we make reference to him. I want to make sure, so we politically correct. How it's, what I'm saying. We reached out to another member that was in the Black Panther Party, and she reached out to us. And a lot of times people they may not mean any harm. A lot of times, you can cross over certain, like political sacrilege. You know what I'm saying? But I want to shout this sister out and make sure y'all keep in tune with the projects he's doing in general, as well as particularly this other project in particular she's going to be coming out real soon. And I want to get on the studio. 929-477-3785. Press 1 to call in. With my brother, okay, right on, Chairman Fred. I'm tapped in, yes, indeed. No doubt about it. Miguel Jones, trustee, no doubt to be playing this summer. Let's do it. Love and respect to you, brother. You know what I'm saying? I mean, in addition to even when the Hampton House initially being there, when it was not a popular subject, you know what I'm saying? You coming out, touching down with us face to face, love and respect. So we let me know. Let's follow up, my brother. This is Nick Jackson. Continued Cub and community condolences. Continued Cub and community condolences. You've been taking a few hits lately. We say we take a few hits. Okay, Freedom Officer, comrade. Bring it on. We got.
We have call in queue.
Call in queue. Y'all forgive me. Y'all know I don't do no commercials for nobody, so I'm trying to cover this up. Welcome, caller. I was saying we've been taking some hits. The people's pain reflects. Welcome, caller, to Freedom On Radio. Welcome, caller. Angel Dixon, Freedom On, my sister. Love and respect.
Freedom On, Mr. Pump.
Yes, Freedom On. Thank you very much, Chairman Fred Hampton.
Freedom On.
We love you. Just want to Freedom On. Yes, sir. First off, all power to God, all power to the people, and Freedom On. Now and forever, we're going to keep on pushing on. We got Father's Day coming up in Chicago. We got the Harold Washington Peace Parade. Yes, sir.
When and where, Minister Plump?
The Harold Washington Peace Parade.
Yes, I'm familiar with when.
Caravan. It's going to be at the Oakwood Cemetery. But we are leaving from Washington Park Field House at 1 o'clock.
55th Washington Park Fieldhouse on 55th and 55th and King Drive, correct? 55th and King Drive?
Yeah, 5531 South King.
5531 South King Drive. What's that date again, Minister Plump?
That's Washington Park Fieldhouse.
No, the date again. The date.
In the parking lot. That's where we're going to pick
On Father's Day?
Yes, sir. Right here in Chicago.
June
Uh,
June 18th.
to help stop the violence, the stealing, and the killing, and the looting in Chicago, and all of the negative things. We're gonna go with the positive people, and we just thank God for you being who you are and being a part of the foundation in a way that we can continue to celebrate and honor all of our pioneers. You know, with what we do
Ooh,
is honor all the brothers and
y'all forgive me. I just seen.
Colonel Fred Hampton on here, the Black Panther Party forever,
Yes.
and also Captain Mark Clark
Right
forever.
on. This I just forgive me. I just caught. This ain't my colors, y'all. I just thought about that. I'll make that clear. I just. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Right on. I'll make sure this is okay. Threw me off for a minute. Let me say this. For those who are not familiar.
Just share this for more information.
Yeah. But let me say just for those who may not be familiar. Mayor Harold Washington, the first black mayor of Chicago, city of Chicago. It was a U.S. congressman prior to being the mayor of Chicago, and many people, including myself, I subscribe to believe that they took him out. You know what I'm saying? In fact, it's there are various ways. In fact, there's a saying inside the prisons when the prison guards will bring you a tray, a food tray that you haven't seen. They would say, "Be careful, it might be a Harold Washington tray." So that, you know what I'm saying. And so Minister Plump is letting us know about the commemoration. There'll be the March, June 18th, 1 o'clock, 5531 South King Drive. Unfortunately, we won't be there physically. Myself won't be there with you because I'll be down in Haynesville, Louisiana. But again, we want to put that. We want to definitely put that word out for the
All power to the people.
all power to the people. This Plump, right on.
Free them all.
Free 'em all.
Just be showing our unity in the community, all over Chicago, America, and the world. All power to the people. Free them all.
All power to the people. Free 'em all.
Okay, Chairman?
Yes, sir.
People can reach me at 312-833-0475. That's 312
312
833
833
0475. Thank you.
047 what? 047 what? 75. 0475. Got it.
Thank you, sir.
Right on. Thank you. Thank you for your call. Thank you.
We love you.
We love you right black.
Free them all.
Free 'em all.
Keep up the good work.
Yes, sir. Right on. Power to the people. Free 'em all. Love and respect. You as well. You as well. I know we call us 929-477-3785 and press 1. Topics to this on the hot that we're addressing. One, this was brought to my attention the day before yesterday. I wasn't familiar with this, you know what I'm saying? Maybe someone in our audience may be here to this. And what is referred to as West Humboldt Park. And I know sometimes people like in my age range, when you hear Humboldt Park, like Chicago, the history of segregation, there was certain areas that, that we would identify that as like the Puerto Rican, the Puerto Rican community. However, due to gentrification, aka the land grab, ward redistricting, there are certain areas now that you know what I'm saying, even discussion in regards to the immigrants, the migrants, you know what I'm saying, that also is it's a different dynamic. It's a different Chicago now, and this is what they refer to as West Humboldt Park. This area was on 5100 West Chicago Avenue, which I think is around Cicero, and to my knowledge, it's still the black community over there. There was reports of a mid 50-year-old white man with a bunker on top of a roof with a swastika. He was, I don't know what type of weapon they say. He had a torch or some sort of weaponry up there, and like an encampment was, they was living up on top of the roof, made threats in regards to the mayor, the president mayor of Chicago, Mayor Brandon Johnson, some other, and was up front again swastika, and this wasn't no breaking like no national news, and the question of race is a hot. It's something that in many areas you can be kind of vague or ambiguous about, but in Chicago, as Dr. King said when he said he had been to Alabama and other places, but he had seen nothing to the likes of Chicago. And for this not to be like a real like hot topic or, you know what I'm saying, flash and pushing to be discussed, I mean, it says a lot. Because I just heard about this 2 days ago in regards to this, you know what I'm saying, and they say he supposedly committed suicide. 50-some-year-old white man. In fact, on our flyer, that's the top flyer. I believe it's the top flyer. And you know what I'm saying, again, made they say it was documented the threats in regards to Mayor Johnson, to other I think black officials and black people in general, but was like an actual encampment on this on 5100 West Chicago Avenue again. I think it's around Cicero. And to my knowledge, you know what I'm saying, because things are moving a million miles a minute. So I can't recall his names, you know what I'm saying, but that's something we should be familiar with. And this taps into even the other subject matter. Can't recall the sister in Florida, who was murdered by the white lady. And even had a narrative to try to put like some ongoing feud, and it harkens back to so many situations. I think about the case in Iowa, where we had the family on, and that's the shot in the Trayvon Martin with Zimmerman. With again, everything's political, and like with certain sentiments, like an atmosphere or aura, where it's a message sent directly, indirectly, covertly, and overtly to the merchants, to the police, to the media. You know what I'm saying? Do as you will, the black community. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, black people in particular, even to other black people, to say you can treat black people like the Rodney Dangerfields of all races. In other words, no respect. And it's connected to this case of this sister who was murdered in Florida, as well as the case in South Carolina with the young brother who was shot by the Asian merchant in South Carolina. And ironically, this is the song by Tupac, Better Days. We talked about the young sister, Latasha Harlins, who was murdered. Who was murdered. You know what I'm saying? By the Asian merchant. And this is a dynamic again that even impact, like you know what I'm saying, even it's to other black people. You know what I'm saying? You can do as you will. You know what I'm saying? As you want to do with black people. So these are three. These are three across the board. Expressing the sentiments and the trickle down impact of how we, you know what I'm saying, whether it be the media, what have you, you know what I'm saying. I just got pulled over also a couple of days ago in what we refer to as one of the sundown towns. That's Forest Park, Illinois. Sundown town, you know, these places where it was pretty much understood like black people are supposed to go past there at a certain period. And ironically, I just come from viewing a movie. I tried to do a civilian thing with two couple of youngsters, and I really don't like. I kind of hold away from being around, you know, like people say, Chan, why don't you just relax, get you some civilian, you know, regular life. I get reminded, like Tupac's, you know what I'm saying, ain't no running from who I am. And I went to this movie theater with these youngsters. Watching the movie, I was biting my tongue, had blood in my mouth, just seeing the political dynamics. It was the movie that they choosing, and it was Spider-Man. And I wish I could just say it's just a movie with the political dynamics. And I mean, just the overpresence of, you know what I'm saying, the police, you know what I'm saying, you know, and especially in particular with being fortunate to be on movie sets and seeing the insides of the dynamics of what is stressed on, what words are said, what words can't be said. And it really reinforces, you know what I'm saying, the political significance of everything, including that of movies. And you know, this is, and add to that, you have not even actors, you have the cartoons. And I'll tell you this, you'll be surprised with with cartoons, with propaganda is being pushed on children. You follow what I'm saying? Again, everything is political. And with the Spider-Man movie, was one Negro police officer, the father figures, and ironically come up with his Father's Day, and these are the father images. You know what I'm saying? The police, in all cases, with the white lady, with the white police. Here comes it's just a movie, and during the movie, it was I'm tying some things in too. And sometimes I hate it's like a burden. Like, you know, Tupac said, me and my big mouth didn't know some of this stuff. A young lady. I'm not gonna reference her as a sister. A young lady. This female, she's about person of color, you know what I'm saying? You might refer to as black. About 17, 18 years old. So she had an arm baby with her. And so the baby was crying inside the movie theater. And so she was outside and she talking to the baby. She holding the baby. The baby's crying. And I had to answer a phone call. So I'm on the phone call and I come out. So while she's holding the baby, I couldn't. This is no slight. This is no slight, but it's a sign of the times. I couldn't tell the gender of the baby. No slight. I couldn't tell the gender of the baby. So she's holding the baby, and the baby's crying, and I'm walking. I'm telling. I'm saying shh, shh. And first the baby, you could see the response. It was like agitated. Then you could see the baby calming down, and with a cut. This young lady, she said, "I got this." It wasn't, and it was so cutting that I thought, I said, "Damn, if I could feel the cut in her tone, I could imagine what the breaking process that this child goes through." You follow what I'm saying? And it hurt. You know what I'm saying? I said, "Man," and it hurt, and this is reflecting the signs of the times, and this is symbolic of what, you know what I'm saying, what's to happen. You know what I'm saying? I be told we're going to be free and look at revolution like it's going to be overnight process. The generational damage that is continuously being implemented. It's strategic. It hurts. And then right before I go to the movie theater, that day, it was a guy, the mental health issues with this young man. Big, about 25 years old, he had tattoos on his face. Walk on the southeast side of Chicago. Big dude, about my size. He's walking in brief underwear, and then he takes his underwear. He's walking naked. And people, it was like normal to people when he's walking down the street naked. In fact, I went live on that, and I hated to, and I tell you hate to, because it hurts. But this is reality, you know what I'm saying? And some people just saying this is comical. The type of drugs, the type of chemical, biological warfare that is being pushed on our people cannot be put in words. You dig? It's serious. So leaving the movie theater, so I got these two, this is all in one day, man. This is all in one day. So I got these youngsters with me. So going through the sundown town of Forest Park, I'm pulled over, ironically, by a Negro police, and what a lot of times we refer to as a white Hispanic male. A white Hispanic male, you know what I'm saying? Like a lot of times, the people who apolitical, they'll say, "What you mean?" Is it like? Because even different cultures, different nationalities, people say, "Who do they relate to?" You know what I'm saying? And so they pulled me over. They were asking. Negroes, he was saying, he said something to the effect that first he didn't say why I was pulled over. He went automatically into where you coming from, where you at. So. I'm on a family trip. Where are you coming from? Where you been today? You know what I'm saying? And and it's all because a lot of times we'll put on them, even in psychology, you'll put on the defensive. You know what I'm saying? Like automatically, I've done something wrong. You know what I'm saying? And there's even certain questions. You know what I'm saying? Like and that's something nothing like during the quote unquote trial. When I was locked up, the trial, it was never about the case they gave me was allegedly firebombing 2 Korean-owned stores in the south side of Chicago. But during the legal lynching, it was never, the questions were always, aren't you Fred Hampton Jr.? Aren't you the son of Chairman Fred Hampton? Aren't you Chairman Fred Hampton? Didn't you write this? What are your political beliefs? Nothing about the alleged incident I'm charged with. You follow what I'm saying? And this is strategic. You follow what I'm saying? So it came up, and so we went back and forth about the insurance. So I'm having difficulty finding the insurance card, so on and so forth. So finally, before they get into the tickets, they come with the tickets. When he brought the tickets back to me, the proof of insurance is coming through on the phone. But I say, why was I pulled over? He said, no, the plates were expired. And I said, okay, why were the plates run? This is a rhetorical question. Why were the plates run? He said, no, the plates were expired. I said, no. Why, what alleged, violation do we even run the plates? You know what I'm saying? This is a rhetorical question. So this is, again, the heightened contradiction. So I'm set to go to court June 20th, I believe. Against, so heads up against, like, for those who don't know, Forest Park. And ironically, I harken back to, I tell someone, one of the scenes in the movie Judas and the Black Messiah. And people say, what was true in the movie? What was not true in the movie? That's true with Chairman Fred not driving. That's true, and that's with me. They said Chairman Fred would hate to drive, and ironically, in that particular area, the same area, so it was like deja vu. You know what I'm saying? He said like the harassment that came with it. So that was just the other day. But again, the politics of moving, something, you know what I'm saying? I wish I could go the civilian life, so on and so forth. But that's just a day in the life right there, y'all. So we live in the Rec on Freedom Radio. We're talking about what happened in Florida with the murder, the sister being murdered. We're talking about the mental health contradictions in our community. We're talking about what's your thoughts, your input in regards to the immigration issue, your thoughts on the race issue in Chicago, where it was, what it is, the history of it. How do you view it? You know what I'm saying? Allocating resources. What's your thoughts on it? And you know what I'm saying? Is it a reactionary response that people are having? Because I tell you, can say when you hear about money, people automatically get. In fact, we say a lot of people become black when it's beneficial, play Panther when it's profitable, and Cubs when it's comfortable. In other words, you know, people talking about reparations. People say, "Oh, that must be some money." I'm black. I got, I'm black, or some money coming. They black. You know what I'm saying? Other than that, before that, I don't want to talk about race, so on and so forth. Panther Party. It's a movie coming out, black. Oh yeah, my uncle, my daddy, Black Panther. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so I'm with that. I know Chairman Fred, blah. You know what I'm saying? Blah blah blah. So Cubs. I'm with that. So on and so forth. But when the heat is on, the numbers kind of dwindle down. Those are three of the hot topics we're talking about. Y'all feel free to call in, as we say, Cub being with us, 929-477-3785 and press 1. Any callers in queue, Sister Comrade? Love and respect. Brother Money Frazier in the building. Inspiration. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Again, we'll get some people service announcements. We'll be trekking down to the chairman's grave, Haynesville, Louisiana. Whatever support you can. Cash App, $, Save the Hampton House, PayPal, Chairman Fred Jr., Chairman Fred Jr. at gmail.com, via PayPal, hashtag put it out, SaveTheHamptonHouse.org. So again, we live and direct on Freedom Radio, y'all. So we getting ready for a lot of moves, we got a lot of things to do. We working on this. We took some youngsters out to the rodeo weekend before last. That was very interesting too. And we want to do like a continuous, at least twice a month, a retreat from the city. Getting these youngsters a breather. It's toxic, y'all. And it kind of hurt. Like I thought about when the police pulled me over the other day. I was trying to I was looking at the youngsters. And ironically, I just took them from ground zero at 12, 13 years old. I took them over to the site where Chairman Fred and Defense Secretary Mark Clark was assassinated at. And I was trying to be real careful because sometimes I know I can be hard about this, you know what I'm saying? And so I'm gonna take into account, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, you can't soft shoot this. You can't soft shoot the struggle. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people say, well, they're only children. In Nazi Germany, the victims in the gas chamber, they consider child abuse if you don't talk to your children about what happened in the gas chamber. It's considered child abuse. In Nazi Germany, if you talk to their children of their respective community, if it's not discussed what happened about about Auschwitz and Dachau, the gas chambers, the propaganda, the movies that propaganda minister Grobel, the tactics they did, you know what I'm saying? If it's not talked about, if it's not I just see somebody with the cash out, right on, respect. I moved too slowly to see the name. Love and respect, right on. Appreciation. If it's in Nazi Germany, if it's a child, if you don't have it's not. I'm not talking about doing I'm not talking about doing Hanukkah season. I'm not talking about when Schindler's List comes out as a movie. I'm talking about intertwine in your conversation. I'm talking about, you know what I'm saying? Just everyday rap about what occurred in Nazi Germany. If terms like never again or no, don't forget, never forget. If them terms are not acknowledged in your respective community, it's considered child abuse. And the you know what I'm saying, the conversations that and our people in our community, a lot of times our youth, they hear about it in a reactionary way. Whether it be, you know what I'm saying, it's like telling your child, well, I'm not going to talk to my child about sex. You know, I'm not going to have a discussion about that. Oh, they're going to have the discussion. They're going to have the discussion. It may not be from you, and it may not be on your terms. I'm not going to talk to my child about drugs. Oh, the discussion is going to happen. And many kids, you know what I'm saying, oh, I don't talk to I don't talk about that black stuff. We don't talk about that in our family. You know what I'm saying? Oh, we talk about that. Oh, the discussion is going to happen. It may happen at the morgue. It may happen in, you know what I'm saying, Cook County Jail. It may happen in the visiting room. It may happen when, you know, the police pulling your child over. You know what I'm saying? It may happen in Mississippi. With 11-year-old child, the police shooting him in his chest. It may happen on the 17th precinct in New York, with the police sticking a plunger up the rectum of a young brother. It may happen in Cook County Jail, with a 17-year-old sister forced to rinse out her sanitary napkins for reuse. But it's going to happen. It's inevitable. It's inevitable. I mean by that, it's inevitable. This is the history of this country. It's the history of this system. You follow what I'm saying? People are just, oh, well, I can't believe this shit. You know, you can't believe the dog barked, or a fish was in water. This is the modus operandi. Like when you look at them criminals, the law and order shows, they go put the pictures up of different people, and they say, well, we got 5 people living in this neighborhood where this crime occurred. This guy's modus operandi, he is known for this violating children. You know what I'm saying? Oh, yeah, okay, let's go see him. Oh, no, we have another person. It's a certain profile of a child. He only deals with boys. Oh, no, let's put more energy on this. In regards to this system, it's the modus operandi. You know, if you can't believe what they do to us today, you can't believe what they did to us yesterday. And it's time, you know what I'm saying? So the deal is to be clear, and I'm not saying that in a pessimistic sort of way, but to acknowledge that. And believe me, it can be a drain. It could be a drain. But to acknowledge that. We live and direct on Freedom All Radio on the spirit of making history, taking history, and taping history. Colonialism is violent at its core and will only halt when confronted with greater violence. From Frantz Fanon. Right on. For those, I see some of your booklet, your book. That's for those who are not familiar. Definitely put that on your recommended reading. Frantz Fanon, Algerian theoreticians, was mandatory reading of the Black Panther Party, as well as the Black Panther Party Cubs. White Skin, Black Mask. So you know, so it really talks about the psychology, the impact of colonialism, and that's something that we really, in particular this era of time, with such discussions about mental health, we really have to have. You know what I'm saying? I mean. We talk about casualties, and a lot of times so you hear 15 people shot, 12 dead, 25 people shot, and you look at the physical dynamics. You hear about but the psychological. In fact, Field Marshal George Jackson of the Black Panther Party said that capitalism not only affects the economy, but it affects the psyche of the people. You know what I'm saying? It affects, and then there's so many war stories, you know what I'm saying, so many cuts and so much damage, you know what I'm saying, that we have to pick up, and we got to keep moving, and then we carry, and it can be transferred down to generations, you know what I'm saying, generational damage. Right on, give me a heads up on the phone, y'all. Okay, so the comrade, I think we got a jail call online. Yep. Okay, make sure y'all press, okay, make sure real free one, make sure you press 1. So comrade, we got a call in queue. Are y'all there? Am I still here? Comrade? Can y'all hear me on the phone? Fremont, comrade.
There was caller in queue, Sister Sakia. Fremont.
Right on, Fremont.
Assalamu alaikum, my brother.
Walaikum assalam, my brother. You, man, and Fremont and all that good stuff. It's good to hear you. It's good to hear you, my brother. Look forward to hearing you on a different type of phone, a different type of connection. But this is due for right now. Make sure we want to play while I'm talking. Get your I don't know how much. Get your name and ID number. While we talking, brings up the speed when we have with you.
On. Welcome to Alltech Lansing.
Your daughter put while we talking. Takir place his ID number and all that. So put that on Facebook for me while we talk to our brother. Man, bring me up to speed where we at, my brother.
Okay, then.
Jackie, okay,
Yes.
okay. I think she typing it up. While she doing that, you online with us. We got people listening. Takir's gonna place your and the reason I'm saying that, I want the ID number in the prison. That we have a campaign entitled "One Prisoner, One Contact." Okay, one prisoner, one contact, and basically what that is, we call for people to have at least one respective prisoner that they can give us an update where they at. They're in isolation, if they're alive. To keep up with their cases, so on and so forth, the legal status. This is a brother of mine, a lot of people, man, that he's been here. The clemency form has been submitted, but we're still pushing for support in regards to this case to get him out. So she's going to give us on Facebook, and when I'm going to repeat it when she says, when she gives. There you go. Okay. Also, I need the prison, the particular camp where he's at. Tyrone Petty. So this is on Facebook. So those are somebody on Instagram where they can retype it. That's TYRONE PETTIESN. This is for those outside Illinois. This is the prison number. They attach a number to you. If like any mail correspondences, it has to go to the name and the number. So again, it's Tyrone Petty's. That's N52785, and it's ironic that I just talked about a case in Iowa, which that was his niece, and I was connected to the case in Florida, with the neighbor, the white neighbor had killed his niece, but in this case the sister. Now this is his niece, and also a brother, his biological brother, but brother, Floyd, my guy. You know what I'm saying? His physical transition not too long ago. But with that being said, also we just came back from Kwawee's funeral last week. Also, brother, I'll tell you that. But go ahead, my brother. Once you get the prison number, what's happening with you, man?
Man, we peaceful stuff, man. With the grace of Allah, I'm glad to hear your voice. I'm glad to hear the people's voice. And man, it's a struggle, all the time that, we struggling and we fighting to get up out this demonstration. I'm in Danville Correctional Center, and you know how it is. They not really doing what they supposed to do, but, we got to make ends meet as best we can.
Yes, indeed.
We struggling to go to court soon to get up out this demonstration. I got 26 in, and inshallah, I should be hearing from the judge real soon to break the seal. At the time right now, we just pushing for a deduction of a sentence. At the time, I got the 40 with 100%. I'm trying to get 35 at 75%, so that'll push me out.
Let me interject. Let me interject with you. A lot of times we hear these numbers, you know what I'm saying? Some, and I just want to repeat. When he said he has 26 in, sometimes like that may go over some people's head. You know what I'm saying? In 26 years. I was coming to someone the other day. Actually, it's some event I went to the other day. Oh, reunion from over there for the Dodge, the 55th and Normal. And somebody got out and they said, such and such was locked up. I said, yeah. They said, well, he only did 8 months. And we like, shit. And I said, no, you know what I'm saying? No time should be devalued, you know what I'm saying? The impacts, of being locked up. And this 8 months. So I just want to reiterate, the brother, 26 years. So I want to make sure I say that very clearly. And there's a saying that was articulated by Field Marshal George Jackson that there are no guaranteed out dates, you know what I'm saying, to come up out of there. And a lot of times we hear about cases with brothers and sisters, they get out, throughout the country, on one hand, and rightfully so, we be joyed, like, oh, that's good. They got out, they were exonerated. And sometimes we look, a lot of times people look at the paper chase, or they want to get some money, so on and so forth. The years in your life cannot be replaced. You know what I'm saying? I mean, and it's strategic. Like even the reproductive years, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? That people are taken from the streets, and it's the impact. And like I mentioned earlier, we only can look at the physical toll of an individual. That's subjective. That's subjective. You know what I'm saying? Most people are subjective. In other words, just say, okay, this person was locked up, but the impact of a community, your family, so on and so forth. You follow what I'm saying? I know the impact. Even with me, you know what I'm saying? I was just discussing yesterday when I was snatched from the streets. You know what I'm saying? Literally, my daughter at the time was 3 years old, right there with me. You know what I'm saying? When they vamped on me, and and I think back. I remember now as with Ty on the phone. I remember when he came when he hit the streets before, and we was talking. We was walking we was walking down 52nd Street and Takia, she was, I don't know, I'm gonna say I was 5. She was very young, and and I remember, I recall that. So you say, man, yeah, I'm back out. We talking, and you walking with your daughter, and if we all was to take a toll look back in our lives, you know what I'm saying, the brain, like it's certain developmental stages, you know what I'm saying, that impact you. You know what I'm saying, and it's like you can miss the boat at certain ages, certain periods of time, and impact other people's lives. You think about the development of who you are as an individual, and so this how it impacts our community. And ironically, we have close up coming up on with Father's Day. You know what I'm saying? So I really want to stress that. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times we look at stuff like it. We in a stoic, disconnected way from the impact of the family, the community, so on and so forth. In fact, Winnie Mandela said, when a person is in prison, it's not just the prisoner that does the time. She talks about the whole impact, you know what I'm saying, of the family, the community, so on and so forth. And that's how we really have to struggle to look at this dynamic, y'all. I'm with you, my brother. We here, man. And again, I'm gonna reiterate his contact number, and that's 26 years. Go ahead, sir. Yeah, you still?
I'm finna say it's funny you said it because we were just having a section, a clash of a discussion about how time affect ones, and not only you but your family and your loved ones. And when you in the demonstration in these dismal grips, you're not only doing time for you, doing time for your other family member. They have to reach what's going on concerning that issue with you doing that. So we got to realize that ones out there on that street, they got to understand not to be doing them type of demonstrations, because if you get locked down, you're gonna be not only locked up for you, but you're gonna be locked down for a whole lot of your family members also.
Real talk. I was just it was a scene. We supposed at the Mother's Day, we supposed went down to Logan with the women there in prison there, and we was talking about the whole dynamic of like impact, even with like women being handcuffed to the gurney and giving birth, and so the impact, how it impacts them. And a lot of times it's we don't have the luxury to talk about the psychological impact, how it hits. And we got to keep moving. We got to figure, okay, how are we gonna get the rent paid? How are we gonna deal with bond cousin such and such out? You know what I'm saying? How we got get to this 9 to 5? How we gonna get this bill paid, so on and so forth. But we have to struggle to intertwine all these discussions. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause I tell you, there's a difference between the war and the revolution. The war is this aspect of the suit up and boot up, but the dynamic of again, this had to be constant. The terms we use, again, it's a saying. Excuse me. It's whole African saying that what's good for the family may not be good for the community. What's good for the community is good for the family and the community. And again, it's I'm reiterating that 26 years, and just like even on the streets, there's certain brothers and sisters that impacted people. So even if they wasn't their biological fathers or uncle that they heard about. You know what I'm saying? This has such and such dealt with this, so on and so, like legends. And every community needs that. Our community is at a disadvantage. Is at a disadvantage. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking the music industry, the movie industry, the streets. It was a different child that grew up under the tenure around the time of Bumpy Johnson, as opposed to Frank Lucas and Nicky Barnes. A different child. There's a different child that heard the music in fact, our co-host Lady Ray, some Afro Puffs, even some other sisters, you know what I'm saying? Lauren Hill, different sisters, as opposed to, it's a common song out there for those who don't know about this right now. A popular song right now. In fact, one of the most popular songs is a young female. Her name is Suka Nada. It's called "Eating Some Ass." That's the popular. That's the song that is on mainstream, on the Breakfast Club. They're having interviews, and there's a discussion about this. There's a different child that's going to be impacted. You know what I'm saying? There's a different child that, you know what I'm saying, certain people in the streets that you've seen. You know what I'm saying? They had certain codes. You know what I'm saying? Bumpy Johnson had a code. You follow what I'm saying? And it's a different impact on us, y'all. I want y'all to make sure y'all get this brother's contact, y'all.
Yeah.
Tyrone Pettis. Danville, I need that address for Danville CC put up there also. Tap in when you want to, brother. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Danville Correctional Center, 3820 East Main Street, 61834. 61834. That's the zip code.
One of y'all tag team. I need one of y'all who heard that and knows that. Ray write that and post it up on with the name, everything included. And again, I want to reemphasize the one prisoner, one contact. That's the correspondences. That's, you know what I'm saying. And these names should be common. And let's start again. I put this up before that. I want to reiterate this. Even like our Facebook post, sometimes we just put up a post. Sometimes like, oh, I'm feeling bored. You see this movie? Let's start throwing up the one prisoner, one contact. Let's start throwing a one prisoner, one contact. Mumia Abu Jamal, prison ID number, where he's at. One prisoner, one contact. You know what I'm saying? Your cousin's name. You know what I'm saying? The sister's locked up. Tyrone Pettis. You may say, well, I don't want to tie it in because what they got to do, I don't want to, you know what I'm saying? What they got to do with this and that. You can I'm going to just say this for the record, too. I'm going to just say this for the record. Whatever discussion we happen to be having, she tied in, you know what I'm saying? And that's a position that people need to, you know what I'm saying? I want to struggle with people. I tell people, I said, we can get out of these cases, but we need the people's support. I said, my last name is Hampton, not Houdini. I can't do no magic. Without the people, I can't. I can go as far as the people, you know, so we can roll. You know what I'm saying? That's my niche. That's the major. That's the gas in this car. You know what I'm saying? So again, when we talk about these campaigns and cases, people say, man, my cousin got shot or my cousin, uncle locked up with him. We need your support. Tap in. You know what I'm saying? We be y'all see. Don't feel like, well, we want to Black History Month come around. Wait till it's politically correct to have a discussion. Again, tied in, y'all. Tied in. We live and direct, y'all. On Freedom on Radio, making history, taking history.
Okay, Chairman. I like to give my gratitude to you and the family, and I love y'all. I miss y'all. We have Sister Latrice. She also aiding and assisting me in the best way that she can, and we're just trying to do what we can to get me up out of here, man, so I can get with the family, with everybody on location, so I can do what I need to do.
Sentiments are reciprocal. We appreciate you. We here. You know what I'm saying? Man, keep us posted. We got a lot of people tapping in through various social media. I just see my guy, Mr. Checkpoint, just tapped in. He got a large audience. I need you to make sure you repost this for us. So y'all put our brother's contact out there and spread the one person, one contact. Keep us abreast. Again, he's putting in for a reduction of sentence, but again, we're not turning no full clemency down either. Whatever, you know what I'm saying? So. How do they say, shoot for the stars, shoot for the moon, hit the stars, something like that. So we push on this case. So again, tie it in your everyday discussion. If there's a discussion going on about who your latest hip hop artist is, jump in, tie it in, throw that ID number in there, and say, what's the status on this case? Again, he kind of said it nonchalantly, but 26 in. That means 26 years, y'all. 26 years, y'all.
Absolutely.
Real talk.
26 in. All right, I got to get out of here, Chairman. Give my love to my family, my love to my daughter, Takia Pettis. She assisted me in the best way she can. I miss and I love y'all. I'm going to try to get back on this location soon. And, man, y'all just keep y'all head up, man, and keep alive first.
You as well, my brother. Love and respect, y'all.
Daddy, I just want to say this before you hang up. I can't express this enough, how much I need you. I need my father home, and I will not stop until he breaks this seal. get home to me and his grandkids. I'm expressing this. I can't express this enough that I'm all in and I'm willing and I'm going to do anything and everything that's possible to make sure he breaks his seal and get home to me and his grandkids.
Can't make it no more plain than that, y'all. That's the fact, man. I can't.
Thank you for using.
I love you, Daddy. I love you, Daddy.
Can't make it no more plain than that, y'all. Y'all heard this live and direct again.
In the car. He just hung up.
We can make it live and direct again. Tyrone Pettis coming up, man. I mean, we got that show should have been. I mean, man, we gonna play this again right for Father's Day again, y'all. Can't make it no more plain than that, y'all. We down to the last few minutes, y'all. That somebody was commenting the other day about, and a comedian was making a joke. A comedian was making a joke about it. He made light. He said on Mother's Day, everybody be happy. Yeah, Mother's Day. So he said he was cracking, but he's facking. He said Father's Day, cats be looking like, man, dig the balance in the community. You know what I'm saying? The fathers and the mothers. You know what I'm saying? And I want to again make sure y'all heard, man. I want to close out with that. You know what I'm saying? That some of these are stories that people don't know about. I said when I was on Ghetto Boys Reloaded, I said that dynamic about with Face, forming on Scarface Ghetto Boys, who needed a kidney transplant. He came close to death. He was kissing like it was real bad. His son was in that picture of him and his son donating his kidney with his father. You know what I'm saying? They both in the hospital. I said that stands out. And again, and she just said not just her generation, not just her, but her, you know what I'm saying, his grandchildren, they need him. You know what I'm saying? And it's another thing I'm talking about too. I mean, Sister Toya gonna be online with us next week. It's a case, a brother got a carjacking case, and you look at the image, you're like, man, he done this and that, and what she told me, the struggle she went through to grab him from the system as a child, the battle she went through. And I said, a lot of times we have this reactionary assessment, just see the end result, you know what I'm saying? The different dynamics, you know what I'm saying? How they do this with animals. They talk about like I'm telling you, like like you gotta watch the environment they in when they children growing up, the impact, y'all. So again, we have to struggle against subjectivity. What I mean by that is, just don't live for what you see, but the impact. We live and direct. Anytime, anywhere, niece. Now, if you keep your head up too, man. Keep your head up and eyes over the fist clench, man. And yo, they got us gonna close. We have to close out. Callers in queue for those who we missed. Make sure y'all be on deck with us again. We live and direct. We be headed to, you know what I'm saying? I think we headed down to see the chairman, y'all. Man, Father's Day every day, Mother's Day every day, Children's Day every day, our People's Day every day, y'all. Keep y'all heads up, eyes on the fist clench, y'all. What's the call, Fred Moss? The comrade, give us something to take us out with. This is Dear Daddy. This is a song I wrote, Dear Daddy. Wow, this. We got 2 minutes. This is a piece I wrote, y'all. Listen closely. Listen closely. Listen closely. Listen closely. Well, I bet my soul.
You see, they set the stage and lay the ground. And whatever way lay all of our daddies, all of us in general under the ground.
All of our daddies.
Whether it be to string them up, lock them up, have them struck out, shoot them up, paying them up or fucking them out, or straight up point blank, putting them 6 feet under the ground. And with that being said, this is from young chairman Fred to that of the chairman Fred. As well as to all the daddies, fathers and papas. Those who are in prison, as well as those
I wasn't planning on going here until next week, closer to Father's Day, but so it is.
This is for you, man. Let the back.
Your son with nothing but love and revolutionary respects. With you, no commercials of Gatorade suits, Armani suits. Fred is supposed to want to be like Mike.
Although you want to hear, you was always.
Although you want to hear, you was always there for me. I learned lessons from your legend what a man was supposed to be. When they played with my mail, I couldn't get you no phone. Through those hunger strikes and cold nights, I was never alone. With you? They said I talk real fast and I move my hands. We love the people. Oh, but we'll get up with that ass. On the streets, I always heard what they said about Chairman Fred. I paid attention. When they spoke on you, I seen that gleam in their eye. With the mere mention of your name, I seen demoralized get high. No narcotics needed. Half the people, as you always said. As a child, I came up looking forward to a fur hat, nappy head, and sideburns. For the real Rainbow Coalition, the principal gang troops. In this struggle, you said you would pay the ultimate price. You anticipated prison. Whenever the state stands your name, Mama told me the truth. Bless him above. Now, inquiring man will know how does it feel to be sired by you, to be loved by the people but sweated by the you know who. If I could choose to do it all over again, I'll choose your son. Oh, by the way, Daddy, that woman that you chose, shit, that was the one. Y'all make sure y'all put that support in for we get on down the graveyard. Check out Chairman Fred, Cash App, $, Save the Hampton House, PayPal, Chairman Fred Jr. via PayPal. We going down to Haynesville, Louisiana. Check on Chairman Fred.
You know what time it is?
June 18th. Y'all keep your heads with eyes on fist clenched. What's the call? Free them all.
On intellectualradio.com.
Thank you, brother. Free them all. Louisiana soon. Louisiana bound.